What's up, guys? Coach John Wojo here with JW Fitness answering another question for you. I'm trying to lose belly fat through intermittent fasting. Another fasting question. Oh, it kills me because I was a huge proponent of fasting at one point, and now I just realized that it's not magic. I'm trying to lose belly fat through intermittent fasting, but I'm also lifting 4 to 5 times per week and hoping to gain muscle mass. Am I working at cross purposes here? Yes, it's not the ideal approach. Will doing the 16-8 fast hurt my potential gains in muscle size? Yes, to some extent it will. I want my abs to show through better, but I also want to get rounder shoulders and a fuller chest to sit on top of those abs. All right, so it's a great question. But yes, in an ideal world, if you're looking to gain muscle, if that is your number one goal, then you want to be at least at maintenance calories and a little bit higher than that. So you need to be in a little bit of a calorie surplus. It doesn't need to be 1,000 calories a day surplus, but it needs to be like 250 calories a day surplus. It needs to be something so you know without a doubt that you are at least at maintenance or a little bit above, because your body needs that energy for building new tissue, for formulating new muscle tissue. It needs energy to do that. And some people can get away with building, decent muscle while they're technically in a little bit of a calorie deficit. But that's reserved for like people who are really new to training, people on performance enhancing drugs, people who are in a calorie deficit but are otherwise like fairly heavy and have a whole lot of body fat to lose, because then that kind of changes the game a little bit. But if you're kind of like normal and you've been lifting for a little while and you're now hoping to put on some muscle, you kind of want to be a little bit north of maintenance. You want to keep your protein high, you want to train really hard, and you want to take your protein, your meals in general, and you want to have at least 4 meals a day spread out roughly like 2-3 hours apart. So you're always providing your body the nutrition that it needs to recover and build muscle. You do not want to deprive it of nutrition, because what are you doing when you're fasting? You are depriving your body of nutrition. That's what you're doing. You're depriving your body of nutrition. And if your goal is to build, to be anabolic, to be gaining muscle, you do not want to be depriving your body of anything that it needs to build and formulate new muscle tissue. You do not want to do that. You want to provide it everything that it needs to be successful. And that does not leave room for fasting. You do not see professional bodybuilders fasting in an off season, do you? All right? You do not see them fasting when they're getting ready for a bodybuilding competition. You see them eating like 6 times a day, 8 times a day. You don't see bodybuilders, like you look to them as the example of taking, you said you want to gain muscle mass. Well, look to the extremes and see what those people do. People who go to the extreme for gaining muscle mass are professional bodybuilders. So we should probably take a page from their playbook and what they do, because it works the best, because they are the biggest human beings on the planet. Do you see bodybuilders fasting? Do you see them getting ready for a show and doing OMAD, 1 meal a day? No, they don't do that shit. They eat multiple times a day. They're trying to constantly feed themselves, making sure their bodies always have the building blocks to build muscle, to recover from their workouts, because they don't want to lose any muscle. They want to build as much muscle as humanly possible while losing, or maintaining their muscle as they're getting shredded for a competition, and lose as much body fat as possible. So take a page from their playbook. If gaining muscle mass is truly your number one goal, then I would not be fasting. If you simply want to maintain the muscle that you have, possibly even, maybe lose lose a little bit of muscle in comparison to what might happen if you actually fed yourself 4 or 5 times a day. But if you are intent on fasting and fat loss is your primary goal, I still wouldn't recommend fasting unless for you it fits into your lifestyle better. There's nothing that fasting is going to do for you in terms of fat loss than just eating a normal spaced out 4 meals a day isn't going to do for you. However, I would, if you were really intent on doing fasting for whatever reason, then I would save the fasting for a fat loss phase, but I would not do it during a muscle gain phase. All right? That is my advice to you. Guys, if you appreciate the content, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you soon.